Aristotle best quotes that are worth hearing. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. These virtues are formed in man by his doing the actions. The good of man is a working of the soul in the way of excellence in a complete life. All earthquakes and disasters are warnings. There's too much corruption in the world. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Men create gods after their own image, not only with regard to their form, but with regard to their mode of life. Happiness depends upon ourselves. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Plot is character revealed by action. All who have meditated on the art of governing mankind have been convinced that the fate of empires depends on the education of youth. Hope is a waking dream. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain, to avoid criticism. Say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. A friend to all is a friend to none. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. Poetry is finer and more philosophical than history, for poetry expresses the universal and history only the particular. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. We must be neither cowardly nor rash, but courageous. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. It is the mark of an educated man to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. I have gained this by philosophy. I do without being ordered what some are constrained to do by their fear of the law. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. The best friend is the man who in wishing me well wishes it for my sake. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. We are what we repeatedly do. Greatness, then, is not an act, but a habit. Time crumbles things. Everything grows old under the power of time, and is forgotten through the lapse of time. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. Memory is the scribe of the soul. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. Without friends, no one would want to live, even if he had all other goods. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who overcomes his enemies. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in the consciousness that we deserve them. All men by nature desire knowledge. The more you know you don't know. All paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind. Wise men speak when they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. Happiness is a state of activity. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Learning is an ornament in prosperity, a refuge in adversity, and a provision in old age. Happiness belongs to the self-sufficient. All persons ought to endeavor to follow what is right, and not what is established. To lead an orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. Nature does nothing uselessly. We make war that we may live in peace. It is of the nature of desire not to be satisfied, and most men leave only for the gratification of it. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. The law is reason free from passion. If things do not turn out as we wish, we should wish for them as they turn out. The weak are always anxious for justice and equality. The strong pay no heed to either. Democracy arose from men's thinking that if they are equal in any respect, they are equal absolutely. Man is by nature a political animal. Moral excellence comes about as a result of habit. We become just by doing just acts, temperate by doing temperate acts, brave by doing brave acts. Great men are always of a nature originally melancholy. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. The secret to humor is surprise. We are what we repeatedly do. Success is not an action but a habit. The soul never thinks without a mental picture. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Men acquire a particular quality by constantly acting a particular way. You become just by performing just actions, temperate by performing temperate actions, brave by performing brave actions. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children because they are more certain they are their own. Comedy aims at representing men as worse, tragedy as better than in actual life. The only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. With respect to the requirement of art, the probable impossible is always preferable to the improbable possible. Through discipline comes freedom. If you would understand anything, observe its beginning and its development. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. He is his own best friend and takes delight in privacy, whereas the man of no virtue or ability is his own worst enemy and is afraid of solitude. Whatever lies within our power to do lies also within our power not to do. We become brave by doing brave acts. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.